Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm sorry, mine's up real quick, Sherry.
Andrew, have a seat for a second, please.
Okay.
Yeah, I can tell you're like really excited. All right. Hi.
Yes, I am sitting at my piano today, so.
Okay, so you're gonna play your birthday song.
I don't know what a music is. I'm trying to look for it. That's what I'm trying to do.
So why are you sitting there then if you're not gonna be singing it?
I don't know.
Okay, so let's have a regular class, okay?
Okay.
So where are you regularly supposed to be right now, Andrew? Where are you supposed to be right now?
All right.
Thank you. All right, let's start by happy birthday to Andrew.
Happy birthday, Andrew.
Happy birthday, Andrew.
Happy birthday, Andrew.
Thank you.
So we sing him a song.
Okay.
A 1, and a 2, and a 3.
Happy birthday to you.
Bleh.
Happy
Birthday to you.
Happy birthday to
Happy birthday to you.
I tried to do it on my piano, but it didn't work.
That's all right. So I'd like
I
to
do
go
know the
back.
right notes for it, so.
Well, that's okay. It was good you tried, but I'd like you to go to where you're supposed to be now. Because you sit in front of a piano for our whole class is not gonna cut it.
I'll turn it off. There we go.
Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Sherry.
Morning, Sherry.
So, Andrew, did you do fun birthday things for your weekend?
Let's see, I got a new headset which has
Nice.
50.
Retractable. Very
What?
neat. Retractable. Right? You can pull it in and push it out. Hi, Yvonne. I think Yvonne's frozen. Okay. Anybody else have any exciting weekend stuff they want to talk about? Boy, it's a quiet class. Come on, now.
Oh,
Nothing.
Me?
Go ahead, Stefan.
Well, yesterday I went to Eli's dad's school to help him out with some things.
You did some cleaning.
And yeah, some cleaning, and then we hung out a bit after that and played some laser tag.
Oh, that's fun. Anybody else like to play laser tag?
play that.
I never tried it before.
Really?
Not me.
No.
Surprise, Yvonne.
It's a really nice game.
John likes it. Or
Yeah.
unless he's raising his hand for something else.
I used to like it when I was younger.
I think it's pretty fun. Where was open that you could play laser tag at, Stefan?
The whole school. Eli had brought a laser tag kit that we could use.
Oh, gotcha. So you didn't like go to a place. You just played it outside. Gotcha. Hi,
Yeah.
Sam. How are you?
Hi,
Good?
I'm good. Had a busy weekend.
Did you
Busy
work?
weekend.
What'd you do?
Yes. A lot of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, so I pulled all this stuff up today to share a screen with, but the one thing I didn't
Okay.
pull up was the presentation. So I guess we're going to go back to the presentation tomorrow because you know I'm not going to get out of the Zoom and try to pull that up. But we have plenty of things to talk about. I did look at everyone's presentations this weekend, and a few of you did things, and a couple of you didn't need to, but a lot of it, I felt like I was just reposting the same things. So Nathan, you had a great sentence you added, right? So it's something about professionalism isn't just dressing it, but working it or something. And then Sam, you really worked on yours. Jordan really worked on hers too, but she called out. And I know that, who else do we talk about here? The Eleanor and Jonathan's are both already about done, so they didn't need to work. But other people, I kind of didn't notice a lot of difference. Go ahead, Nathan. Can't hear you.
Oh, Monday mornings, brain doesn't work. Did you see the last couple sentences that I put in on after with the life?
Go ahead. With what?
I was just. Did you see what I added on at the end of my thing?
What did you
The
add?
last sentence? As about me putting life begins at the edge.
Oh, no, I didn't notice that you put that in.
You can read it. I was super excited for you to read that.
Okay. Well, so the things I went through, Yvonne, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just had to turn my heater on because I'm freezing.
Okay. I was hoping that you would maybe go out and do me a favor. The questions that Nathan sent us that were the actual interview questions we want, can you possibly get those and post them?
Okay, yeah. Do you want the answers as well, or do you want?
No, that was a bad idea when I gave those examples. So anyone that's even using those, please delete examples. But the questions were a little different, and you might need to retype it. I don't know, but it wouldn't take very long. There's only 10 questions.
Okay, so you don't want the answers on there,
No.
and you just want me to have the questions and post them to the Google Classroom?
But I want the questions, the ones that Nathan sent us, because those were our correct ones.
Oh,
Okay?
not the ones he just sent.
The ones
With
he
the
just,
answers. Not the ones he sent with the answers on it.
he didn't send those. I sent. Oh no, he retyped it for us and he sent it to us last week.
Right, on Friday. So
Yeah.
those are the questions you want?
Yes. So
Okay.
if you could do that and then come back in if you have time. I'm sorry you're going to miss a little of this, but I really would like them to be able to have that.
Okay, so do you want me? Okay, I'll leave Zoom.
Is that okay? But
Yeah,
come back
absolutely.
If you're done, because we would love to talk with you more.
Okay. All right, I'll come back as soon as I can.
Thanks, Yvonne. Bye.
Hi, Yvonne.
Bye.
Bye. Yvonne.
See ya.
So Yvonne is going to retype those questions. Hold on a second, Andrew. Most of them are the same, okay? But there wasn't that angry customer thing, so they're a little bit different, and that's the ones I actually want you to do your work on. Go ahead, Andrew.
Do you mind if I move my camera just over to my rolling cart?
I would like you to shut off your picture, whatever. I would like you to go back to where you're supposed to be.
On it.
Okay? Not a different it's your birthday, but the right place. Thank you. Bruce.
I know that.
Thank you very much. Okay, so looking at what all the homework that was turned in. So the interview questions, I'm going to maybe talk about a couple of those. Only 3 of you had submitted those so far, but I told you they weren't due yet, so that's awesome. But I do want to kind of talk about some of the things the 3 of you wrote that we need to work on. Sam, I don't think you understood the defining your disability part 2. And I was hoping that maybe you and John could look at that on your one-on-one time. Because it's important that you understand it, not because trouble or anything. And then Tyler, you were missing your paycheck cashing decisions.
Oh, I still need to work on that, yeah.
Okay. And then bank statement. No one had done anything on the bank statement. And I'm wondering if it's because you can't, that's something we're going to keep adding to, right? But what should be in there is your first check deposited. So is it because I have it in there in a way you can't do that? Because I made you all a copy. So that I have that pulled up if anyone's wondering what it is I'm talking about. And then we'll get back to presentation tomorrow. And so what I want to do now is kind of share all of these things, okay? So here I go.
Can you show us the bank statement?
Yes. That's what I'm gonna try to get up first, but everything's just up on my toolbar. It's not like open, and I gotta move this little black bar here.
I'm back.
All right, he's back. Okay, so here is the bank statement. Okay, so no one's done anything. Now, this is a piece of work. It doesn't have a due date because you're gonna continually be adding things to this. So right now, all that should be done on your bank statement is it should be your check. So where it says name, so kind of the left side of it is where you're going to be putting money in, and the right side of it is where you're going to be taking money out to write your checks. I think it's maybe a little confusing that it says name right there, but you would always use that when you're doing a check, right? So you're going to put the name of the person you wrote it to, and the check number, and the date. No, I guess you wouldn't, because paid to is where you would write that. Why doesn't name make sense to me? What you should probably put right there is just paycheck, right? So that first box under name, it should be paycheck. And then you're going to write the date that you deposited the paycheck into your account and the amount of the paycheck, okay? The second side, remember, that's only for when you're writing checks, which you'll start doing next week. All right, I just gotta get you that second paycheck first. And then if you scroll down, boy, I have so many things open here. Can I scroll down on this? Yes, I can. Okay, so this you will total like at the end of every month. All right, so you won't put in these totals until the end of February, since we're technically not starting it until February. Sorry, there's so many things on here. It's like I'm trying to work around a lot of little squares. So, does anyone have questions about that? No one?
What is the, what are you going to put in the name spot again?
I guess just paycheck.
Paycheck, okay.
Okay? So maybe if you're getting checks from somebody else, maybe you would write that. Or like, birthday money from grandma or something like that. So that that'd be the money that's coming in more on the left and the money that's going out on the right.
I think it would be like a summary, right, of what it's for, the person and what it's for.
Did I write? Well, no, because the person, that's when they write a check, that's going to be in this paid to column.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, so if we should name this one name something different, I can name it something different. But I think I would probably just write paycheck. And then the date, the amount, that's it. Just those first three columns for your paycheck, okay? But hopefully you're just going to go in there each time we do something that requires this bank statement. And this is just going to be something that's running for a long time. Well, for the whole month, okay? Does anyone have problems with that? And if I need to do it in a different way, please let me know. I hope no, because there's such another long list of things. But I'll do what I need to do. Okay, so then
I have a question.
Go ahead, Stefan.
Did you post it in the classroom by any
I
chance?
did. It is in the classroom, and I sent it, John.
Okay.
You and Jordan, I try to send you both everything that I sometimes.
What did you label it as?
Bank statement.
Bank statement.
I don't think I got that, honestly.
Okay.
Let me
Can
see.
you look before I resend it and let me know?
Yeah.
Oops, sorry, that's just important. So you got to change my password this morning. I'm like, no, something else that could mess up my Zoom.
Oh no, that's a hassle for sure.
It worked. Okay. John, bank statement. I'm pretty darn sure I sent it.
All right.
And the other thing is, if it's easy.
I can't see it.
What? You
I can't see it in here.
Okay, it's in there. I promise. And could I please get you to sit up? Stefan?
Yeah.
Okay. I promise it's in
Yeah.
there. I made a copy for each and every one of you. I looked at it last night and I looked at it this morning. So I do know it's in there.
I just found it.
Okay, good.
So did I.
Good. Okay. I mean, I know it's there. Sometimes
Yeah.
I hear these things, but I know that's there. All right.
Sherry?
Yes, Andrew, birthday man.
Yeah. So going back, I'm gonna share. Going back to what Stefan was saying, that the way how I got in was through I already had it open in my Google Docs, so I just got in through there.
Okay, we don't need to be doing all that right now anyway. Okay?
I know.
Being with the class, being part of this is what I prefer you do right now. But I do promise you that it's in there. Okay?
Okay.
So now I'm going to go and I'm going to use you three that turned in your interview questions. So I don't mean it to pick on you, but we're going to work on them a little bit. And I'm really happy with you that you got this far because this isn't even due yet. All right. And I don't know whose I'm pulling until I open them. All right. So this is safety. So this one I think is yours, Tyler, which you had a lot of yours done. Okay.
Right.
So I'm very organized and open to learning new skills. I'm a quick learner and I'm a good problem solver. So that sounds good. So what I'm seeing in these things, I'm seeing a lot of repetition. So if you already told them that, this is your chance, right, to get out as many of your skills as you can. So if you pretty much already said these things in number 1, and then you come down to number 2, and again, you're saying you're a quick learner. Okay? So there's repetition, which gets boring, plus you could be putting out another little smidge of something good, right, that they don't know about you. Stefan, please sit still. Thank you. All right. So repetition is one of the main things I was seeing. Okay, so here he enjoyed working in the safety department because he enjoyed navigating the hospital, collecting, sorting, and shipping the batteries. He also enjoyed collecting the empty oxygen tanks around the hospital and put them in storage. Some of your tenses you need to look at where you have some INGs and not INGs. You know, you're collecting, but now you're put them in storage, so it would be putting, right? Things like that, just little stuff. Okay. While working in food service, I was told I was working too slowly. As a response, I asked, how can I improve my speed? Then so that one's good. I like it. I like number 4. Okay, when I start a task, I'm dedicated to getting it done. I'm proficient with technology. I'm punctual. Now, being punctual and arriving early, I mean, punctual is being on time, right? So maybe you say one or the other of those things. Like maybe I always arrive earlier than start of my shift might be even stronger than punctual because you're not just saying you're on time there, you're saying you're even earlier.
Okay.
Okay, I'm proud that I get my job done accurately in a timely manner. Okay, and then read your words too. Okay, I would listen to what they have to say, try to calmly help them. And if I'm unable to help them, that's a good answer. That's the one I kind of coach you all a little bit on that one. And then number 8's good. Number 9, your questions are good. Number 10, good. All right. So just when you have that repetition, you're going to see it when I pull up these other 2 as well. All right, Tyler?
Okay.
Your tense is all the same, and instead of repeating the same thing, it's a good opportunity to add something else that makes you awesome, that makes them want to hire you.
Okay.
All right, so who am I with here? And also, so they're going to send the new interview questions, and I want you all to work off of those anyway. All right. So who is this?
Nathan.
Me.
This is Nathan. Okay.
Yes.
I'm a team player. Fast at learning. Gotta read what you write, right? Okay, I'm a team player. I'm fast at learning and can get the tasks as given to who? Done quick and done on time. Okay, you should hire me because I'm efficient at the task that was given to me and I love to learn new tasks. So do you hear your repetition in 1 and 2, Nathan?
Yes.
Okay. I have worked at PetSmart. I enjoyed working there as a stock clerk and helping the customers any way I could, if I could. Okay, so if you put in some specifics, How did you help the customers?
I helped them find the product they were looking for.
So a little bit more detailed rather than just helping them any way I could if I could. Right? That's kind of cool if you're just trying to write a rhyme.
Yeah.
So get some more details in there and less repetition. Number 4, I was working as a stock clerk at PetSmart and I was stocking the shelves. I didn't know they had things.
It was show.
It's a great clue if that word's underlined, right, Nathan, that something's wrong.
Yes.
I was stocking the shelves too slow, and I took the advice and I stocked the shelves more quickly. It's wordy for what you're saying, and what was the advice you were given? Because that's a new skill you learned, right?
Yes.
And Tyler, with you too, when they told you to work more quickly, I mean, you might want to think about what was it that they taught you? Because you both kind of said, I took the advice I was given and I did it better, but you didn't give any specifics on what that advice was. Just a thought. All right. Greatest professional strengths. A diligent worker. I love to develop my skills and knowledge. Have we already heard that?
Diligent worker, I think, but I don't remember.
No, you didn't use the word exactly, diligent. How many times have we talked about developing skills and knowledge? Let's see. You like to learn new tasks. You just want to get away from the repetition. I mean, if you've already said something in number 1, you really shouldn't be saying it again. So maybe just think of the most important places to put those tidbits of information. Because, I mean, I see it all the time because I'll sit in all of your meetings with you at Kaiser. And it's like, so when you're sitting there listening to it, and I watch the looks on managers' faces, and I see them kind of go, yeah, you already told me that, right? Tell me something new. Tell me something you didn't already tell me. Let's see. I'm proud of my ability to get my task done in a timely manner, right? You added the can-do attitude, but we're still talking about getting the task done in timely manners, right? Okay. I would listen to the customer, speak to them in a commonly manner.
Calmly. It was supposed to be calmly.
Manner.
Yes.
To see if I can help them. If not, I will get a supervisor. Okay. So even though these are rough drafts, I really want you to work on capitalizing your eyes. Okay? Because this would kind of be a second nature thing by now because I've given you such a hard time about it, right?
Yes, Miss Sherry.
All right. I'm not trying, guys, I'm just trying to help you make them better. I mean, I'm really happy with all of you. I'm very proud of all of you, but we can always do things a little bit better. Okay, so again, we have a red underline, and then on number 9, I see all kind of underlines. Let's see what number 8 has to say. I see. Okay, so this is, where do you see myself in 5 years? I see myself in 5 years, question mark. I see myself. So again, we got some repetition going on. As an independent adult living in an apartment on my own and as a trustworthy employee that works diligently and in a timely manner with a can-do attitude. I mean, people are going to be bored, Nathan. Okay? These are all good things, but they don't need to be told it 6 to 7 to 8 times in a 5 to 10 minute interview. Okay?
Okay.
So then do you have any questions for me? Yes. Is there an opportunity for me to expand my knowledge? What do y'all think? Any feedback on that?
Could be a comment after the yes.
But how about even more than breaking down like the, the commas and stuff? Is that a good question, and is he asking it in the right way?
Oh, the question mark.
No, I don't want that little. I want to talk about the actual, what it is he has to say, the question that he's asking.
I think he should have asked if there was anything else he needed to know about the job.
Well, I'm just talking about this sentence, because I don't want you all to go in and ask the same questions. That really gets old with Kaiser managers. Now, when you're going out for your own different jobs, it's not going to be all of you applying for the same job, right? So it's not going to be the same questions. Is there an opportunity for me to expand my knowledge? I guess that could be okay. I would more maybe think, is there an opportunity for me to, I don't know how to say it because I haven't thought of it, but move up? Is there an opportunity for, what's the word, John? Like,
Growth, expansion,
growth in the company or something?
promotion,
Promotion, I think is the right word.
Emotion?
promotion.
Promotion.
Not emotion.
I guess you need some sort of emotion, but just a little bit.
Is there an opportunity for me to expand my knowledge? I guess that's okay. I think maybe just because I heard that sort of thing so many times already through your paper that I was like, okay. And what are some of your hobbies and interests? I don't know if I would ask that one. Maybe what are some of your favorite parts of your job or something? Sit up here, Nathan. Look at you fading down there. Don't do that. Okay, I'm just giving feedback. Okay. All right. Then let's see. Number 10. What are some of your hobbies? I love to play music. I'm into playing sports. Oh, Yvonne was quick. She's coming back. I also love to learn new skills. I love to learn new skills and expand.
That sounds familiar.
You know what I'm saying? That's why y'all, after y'all write it, you need to read it out loud to yourself to see if it flows right, to see if there's repetition. And if you can read it to someone in your house, and, you know, as long as you're open to take in the constructive criticism, they can always help make it better. You have good stuff. But you also, Nathan, you have a lot more skills than just what you're writing here. And, yeah, you're writing what you're writing along. Okay? That's why we practice. That's why we do rough drafts, right?
Right, Miss Sherry.
Anybody have any feedback for Nathan on this?
Well, I think when he says, I love to learn new skills and expand my knowledge, he should be specific. Because it's actually, the question is asking him what his hobby is. So maybe he can connect that into a hobby. You know, like how do you expand your knowledge? You know, do you read? Reading is a hobby, you know?
So, right. I love to expand my knowledge by reading books about maybe particular things you want to learn about, or just more specific. Right,
or
John?
word it differently, so it doesn't sound repetitious.
And birthday boy, wait till we get here. Andrew, apparently you love cleaning out cars right now. And this is very limiting. Are you with me, Andrew?
Yep. Sorry, I was muted.
What's that?
I accidentally muted myself on my record here, so.
Okay. So, I am very organized and open to learning new skills. I'm a quick learner and a good problem solver. That's very good. Okay, anyway, I am very skilled. Very skilled at what? What are you skilled at?
Cleaning cars.
Okay. You got to get way out of that. I'll tell you, as we read this, and I think the other students' feedback are going to tell you the same kind of things I'm telling you here. Okay? So I'm very skilled, but I mean, if you're gonna say I'm very skilled, you need to be skilled at something, right? I'm very skilled. It's like wide open, right? Anybody have any feedback so far?
I'm seeing a lot of examples he's using because he did not really go to the safety department at Kaiser.
Where are you at?
I'm on 3 in there because I'm saying. It looks like he used most of the examples that you provided us. I thought you needed to erase the examples so you come up with your own.
Exactly. As my fault, I should not have sent the examples, probably.
Yeah, because he never worked at the safety department.
Right. And some of you kind of erased the examples and went on. Some of them left them there and put your own underneath. That was my fault. So for one thing, these were not the exact job interview questions I wanted. And I was thinking that would be helpful, but it wasn't. It was more confusing. And I think people are more apt to copy the example if it's sitting there, right? But I think, Andrew, that you kind of added to things and didn't erase the examples.
Yeah, I can go back and fix that if you like.
Well, I would like you all to be transferring over to the new one that Yvonne just put up for you is what I'd actually like you to do. So when you work on your job interview questions now, I would really like it to be on those other ones, which most of them are the same, okay? But there's not examples, and a couple of questions are a little different. All right, why should I hire you? Okay, so Andrew's taken every job in the world, and this happens with our students a lot. They go do one thing and like, ooh, this is the end all be all. That's what I want to do for my life. Nothing else. This is it, right? So right now, obviously, Andrew's into cleaning cars and wants to do this for his whole life, and you will see it completely through this application, okay? I am interested in this job because I like washing cars and making cars very shiny. Okay, very shiny doesn't work. I mean, if you're going to, I like washing cars, give examples of the stuff that you're really good at about washing cars, right? I mean, how do you make them very shiny? Right, I would put details, but honest, Andrew, you cannot go to everything based on cars. For applying for a job for detailing cars, yes, you can. Okay, like for example, you wouldn't use these in the internships at Kaiser because they're not going to have any cars for you to wash. So I'd probably keep it more general that I like cleaning things and maybe not do just cars unless you're applying for a just car job.
I mean, going off of the topic that you said, answer this for a job or internship you would like to apply for.
Okay.
And so that's what I was trying to base it off of.
Okay, so that's okay if you're going particularly for that one job. And you can make different resumes for different jobs, right? I mean, and you can answer questions different for different jobs. But just know that this one is extremely specific, right? So when I say off of a job, I mean, like, we've talked like retail, which how many different retails could there be, right? There could be a bazillion. So still, even if you're talking about just retail, there's a lot more jobs you could apply for like that. But that's okay if you're doing this one particularly for that, but still the things you have to say could be better.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, very shiny is that's just fluff. Okay? All right. Okay. Which of the jobs have you worked or volunteered in did you like the best and why? Okay, I have worked on my neighbor's car before. I liked it because I got to make their car really shiny. Again, really shiny. None of the details as to exactly what you did, right? Like how you clean the wheels or how you clean the tires or, specifics. It's just shiny. That's just fluff. Okay, so number 4.
If I may say real quick.
Go ahead, Stefan.
I know we just discussed it, but it seems like he really likes cars.
He's now cleaned his parents' car once and his neighbor's car once. Andrew's like, that's
he really
cool.
likes cars.
What's that?
That he must really like cars.
Yeah, I'm pretty much really into car detailing a lot, so.
Okay.
I mean,
talk about the details that you do, not just shiny, shiny, shiny. Okay?
Okay.
That's all bluffed at him.
That and
now this one, I'm. If I didn't know you, Andrew, I'd be kind of shocked that you actually tried to take seats out. But knowing you, I'm not that shocked. Okay, but I think employers would be like, you tried to what? And I don't know that this would actually be helpful. Like, oh my gosh, you're gonna have to worry about this guy gutting the inside of the car. So
Hey, I do inside and outside too, so.
But I mean, you were wanting to take the whole seats out. So he says, while I worked on the cars, I was told that I don't need to remove the seats. So I asked, is there another way to get under the seats? I took their advice and was able to get the job done. So, I mean, it's funny, but I think he's a little bit worried. like you're gonna be trying to take the seats out of the car.
Maybe you're too
You're like,
efficient.
how did this? Wait, what?
Well, you can use that as a strength, right? Maybe you were a little bit too efficient.
Well, and when you're, again, as I mentioned on the other two, so I took their advice and I was able to get the job done. What advice did you take? Right? Use that advice you took to show us something you learned. I took their advice and I was able to get the job done. Okay, I took their advice that what you need to do is move the seat backward or whatever that advice that you need to give or that you learned from. Maybe speak a little more details of that instead of all of you just saying, I took the advice, I did it better. Right? And what did you learn from it? Okay?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, Sherry.
Yes.
Sometimes the cars can be like super dirty. It's like, for example, if they haven't been washed in like several years, then yeah, you would have to take the seats out and do the whole seat and all that. So.
Yeah, but that's something you need to be trained to do. If you take someone's seat out and they can't get it back in, that's a big deal, Andrew. I mean, I would be extremely certain, and I would ask first before I ever took anybody's seats out of their cars. Honestly, I mean, that's...
Yeah, it goes a long way to ask while you're working, oh, can I do this? Or
Yeah.
can I do that? I was saying, sorry to interrupt you. I was just saying, it goes a long way to ask, for sure. Like, communicate, like, hey, would you like me to do this? Oh, is this okay if I do this or no?
Well, I'm big...
Communication open.
I agree, but you don't want to, over ask, right? It's like...
Yeah, no.
You want me to vacuum out your car? Well, hello, I'm getting my car washed, yes. You know what I mean? But if
Yeah.
it's that kind of big, then yeah, I would definitely ask about. I don't even know if I would ask that question, but I would certainly ask it before I did it. Okay.
Definitely.
All right, but I like the way you worded it. Okay, but if I took their advice, really, guys, if you're taking advice, talk about what advice. What are your greatest professional strengths? Let's see. And this is not your greatest professional strength, okay? Even if you're writing just for this job, my greatest professional strengths are polishing cars to make them very shiny. Know how to shampoo the full car to lift the dirt. Okay, professional strengths, right? It's more those soft skills. I work well with, I'm a good team player. I'm on time. Different sorts of things, but your greatest professional strength of everything that you know and everything that you do would not be that. Okay? You all right, Andrew?
Yep.
Sorry, you're not the only one I talked to. All right. Tell me about an accomplishment you're most proud of. I am proud of surprising the customer in what I have done. I don't know. Feedback?
Doesn't sound like it could work. Like
I
like what he's going for, but I don't know.
I would say I am proud of the work I have accomplished this past week.
Or that I am proud of the work that I have accomplished, or something. I mean, I don't know.
It shouldn't. I mean, I get that he wants to impress the customers, but their opinion doesn't really matter in some
Oh,
cases.
their opinion matters huge, Stefan. They're the ones that are bringing their vehicle back or not. The customer's opinion matters like almost more than anyone's opinion, because every business needs return customers, right? And if they're happy and they're loving what happened, they're coming back. And if they're not, then they're going to go somewhere else, right? So what the customer thinks is super important.
Customer's always right.
Yep.
But I mean, they're the ones that decide whether you get business or not, right? They're the ones that go home and go, wow, look at what this guy did. I've never seen my car look so great. You got to go to this place, right? So not
I
only...
want to buy the products too.
What's that?
I also want to buy the products and give revenue for the people who make these items.
So think of that same customer going home going, oh my gosh, I just went to this place to get my car washed and it was the worst job I've ever seen. Don't ever go to this place. So customers mean a whole lot to it. All right, I'm going to stop sharing just so I can see all your faces again. And I think that was all I had up to share with you. Yes.
Oh, I wanted to make it
Oh.
if I could.
Go ahead, Yvonne.
Also, if a customer is not happy with the work that you are doing, they can definitely go and complain to your boss. And that is what you never want to have happen, ever.
True. Very true. Because then is your boss happy with you?
No.
Ooh.
It's
Okay.
an unhappy boss.
Unhappy
Nope.
boss does not get you a raise, does not give you more hours, could get you less hours, and could get you where you're looking for a new job again. So, anyway, I didn't do any of that to pick on any of you, but like I said, they're examples for all of us and what everyone can put in their input because you all have good things to say. Does anyone have anything they would like to say about any of that? Any is my word today. No comments, no feedback. Go ahead, Clad.
There was a lot more repetitions than I imagined.
In all of them, really, right?
Yeah.
That's what you really got to look for. You have more skill. I mean, you have those few things that you're super extra proud of, right? You definitely want them in there, but not in there, where the person's going, pulling out their hair, going, I know, he likes shiny cars. So, and that's
Yeah.
that's something for all of you to have as a lesson when you start working on yours. All right. So tomorrow we will work on the presentation. There's a couple more things I thought of that we should put in there, but I don't turn in any more on it right now. You can write more if you want, but what I did is I went and copy and pasted an all new one of, and that's, it's kind of like a lot to do, right? Because I'm trying to get into each one of yours, copy it, and then I can paste it, but I have to get all the way out of the computer every single time. And so each time I got to like log back in, go back to the classroom, pull it up, highlight one person's, copy it, paste it onto my Word, shut the whole thing down
join
again.
the realm.
So it's kind of, and there might be easier ways, but that's the way that I've figured out to do it. So I don't want to go change it like every day. So we'll work on it tomorrow again as a class, and then we can make more changes, and then I will do that again. Okay?
Okay.
Yes, Miss.
Okay.
Yes, Miss.
Abiba Trinovic left the realm.
I'm really excited for this presentation thing, though.
Yeah?
I think it's going to be good.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
You know, this will be the first one where I'm not talking, and I'm glad about that. But it's supposed to be student ran. I'm the one that makes it. Primarily, right. Like in the question section, you know, I'll answer questions. I'll help with that part. But this is going to be all you. I'm proud of you for that. And what I thought of with the picture, so two things when we're talking about the interview clothes and the uniform. What I think I was only talking with staff. I don't know if I talked with all of you about this or not. The problem is when we're going to be doing that speaker view. So for example, if Nathan was talking about the interview clothes and we were trying to show Jonathan in his interview clothes, that we wouldn't be able to because it's only going to show the person talking. So when I come by on Friday, I want to get a picture of Jonathan in his uniform. Okay, Jonathan, when I come to your house Friday.
Oh, yeah.
And then we were going to have Eleanor and Jordan, right? So Eleanor.
Yes.
When I come to your house on Friday, I want you to be dressed in interview clothes. And we're going
Okay. That's
okay. So
that's that.
No, not your. Look at me, Eleanor. Look at me in the eyeballs. Thank you. Not your uniform, your interview clothes. So like your nice dress or your nice outfit to go on an interview. Okay? Like remember that one professional picture you took where you were standing by the front door?
Yes.
Maybe we could even use that one. What do you think, Yvonne and John? Do we still have access to that one? That was a very, very nice picture.
I have that one. Yeah.
Maybe we could just use that one.
Yeah.
And then we'll physically need to be in the hands of Jordan. A printed.
Okay.
Now, if I take a picture of Jonathan's how do I get that to a physical copy? I just go to like a Walgreens or something and have them print it?
You're talking about it's a picture on your computer, right?
Well, no, like when I go to Jonathan's house, sorry, I'm so
Oh, I see what you're saying.
go to Jonathan's house on Friday, he could be in interview clothes and I could take a picture of him on my phone. But how do I get that picture to a big physical picture?
Yeah, most thrift stores have like a place where you can plug your phone in and they can print it out.
You could do that, yeah. What I always do when I want to transfer something from my phone to my computer, I have a little trick. I put it in a draft in my email in my phone, and then I go to my computer and I open my email, and it's in the draft in my computer, and then I just print it out. But
I think probably if I'm the one that's doing this and, my lack of technology, I have gone and printed pictures from my phone before, like at a Walgreens, so maybe I would do that way. Go ahead, Yvonne.
What are you going to do with the printed pictures?
They're going to hold it up while they're talking about it, right?
Yeah, that'll work. That might be easier, too.
Well, if we're doing that speaking, we're never going to be able to see that person that has the uniform or the interview clothes on, right?
Right, but I was thinking if they shared screen for just a second to show the picture up and clear, because I think Nathan could do that and Jordan can probably do that too. Share the screen and have the picture up there. I mean, either way works, really.
If they can do that, I just want it to be smooth and easy as possible. So it's
right. So it might be
bright and shiny, Andrew.
there might be a few chances to mess it up doing that. I don't know.
And also, if they're going to share the actual picture, is it going to be a full page 8x10? Okay, so they're going to have to make sure when they share it, it's back. Well, but see, I don't want them to do this either. We're going to have to pick a spot where they're just, this is a picture.
Or maybe that just won't work and the person that's talking about it needs to show theirs.
That's exactly what I was thinking earlier, yeah.
I was just trying to say people, I was trying to help them get another
I know. In order for it to go smooth, I think, well, we can try it both ways. We can get the picture and see if they can show the picture and how well that's going to show up on screen at that angle so they can get the full picture and let them look at it for a second. Or we could try it that way, and if that's not working, they can just wear the outfit themselves and then they can show.
I think it would be a whole lot easier if we just do the latter and have the person that's talking about it wear it and show it.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But make sure that you're not doing like just showing this little bit of your person, right? We want like whole body.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We want awkward shots.
Yeah.
This is the outfit.
Stand up when you get basic. This doesn't look right.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So I have a couple things. Stefan, you have your pre-test today, right? For the custodial? Stefan?
Sorry, I was muted. I do believe so.
Okay. You really are rocking. So I do believe so. This could be one of the most important things in your life to date. To me, I would know what
I was actually.
Go ahead.
I was actually gonna ask about that.
Okay, well you have it scheduled with Dad because the two of you scheduled it, and I believe it's later this afternoon. I mean, I would have that. I would know that so much right now. I would know that. I would know what time. I would know what I had to do. I would know what I was going to wear. I would know how I was going to act. I would know all that. Okay, this is a big deal, this test today. I'd also be making sure I had some good food in me so that I was content and calm, because this is a type of an academic test. Okay, so I am really quite sad that you're like, yeah, I think so. This is a big deal. Okay, I even wrote you a goal on your IEP that you're going to pass this. Okay, so
Yes.
you have figured out. Do you have one-on-one with someone today?
Yeah, Miss Yvonne.
Yvonne, can you please help make sure he's got this together? Can't hear you.
Muted, Miss Yvonne.
Muted.
And this is for the custodial thing, right?
Yeah, this is a semi-academic pre-test today.
Okay.
And he needs to make sure he's not late and that he knows when it is and knows what he's supposed to do. I don't know if he goes somewhere. I don't know if it's online. I don't have that because that's what you and your dad set up. It's a big deal, Stefan. Okay? Okay? If you have
Yes.
maybe you two even need to call dad or something. This is a big deal. I believe it's around 4 this afternoon, but I don't know for sure. All right?
Okay.
So, Stefan, can we do a Zoom?
Yes.
And Tyler, I wanted to make sure you have the right phone number for this. So do you have something to write with?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it's coming up, right? This starts on February 1st. So you still have to do these things. Okay, so her name is Therese Schultz. So it's T-H-E-R-E-S-E. The last name is S-C-H-U-L-T-Z. And her phone number is 916-793-2282.
Okay, I got it.
You have one-on-one today, Tyler.
I have it, John.
Can you two make this phone call? I mean,
Yeah.
he's going to make the phone call, but you could be there at the same time, and you could, you know,
Yeah.
you two, you can talk to. This lady's very nice. Of course, we want Tyler to do as much as he can, but at the same time, we want him to be able to get all the information he needs.
Totally. Yeah.
Okay? This is a big deal. It really is. Okay? Let's see. How much time? We have 8 minutes. We have other things. Andrew, I've got your lunch, and I'll be bringing it, I think right after we get done with class. I gotta think what time Tony comes back. If it's not right after class, I think it'll be around 1 o'clock.
Okay, hopefully.
I'm hoping by 1 o'clock, okay? But if Tony
Quick
gets
question about that.
1, go ahead.
Now, would you mind if I met you at Tyler's?
That's fine.
Okay, that works.
And then I'll be coming to all your houses on Friday, right?
Okay.
Jonathan, when I come, I'm going to work with you and your dad on some of this banking things. And Jonathan, I'm trying to figure out a way where I could come to your house once a week, okay? So that you and I could work on some of this stuff that's being hard for you to do online. All right? Is that okay with you? I wanted to do Fridays, but I was looking at Tony's schedule, and he gets home like at 10:30 on Friday, and to really sit down and work with you, that's going to make Fridays hard. But I'm going to figure out a day a week that you and I can work together. Okay? All right?
All right.
Anything else you want to talk about?
No.
So Jonathan, you're meeting with me at 9:40. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, Andrew.
So for one thing, let's hear. 2 days ago on Saturday, I went horseback riding, so that was a lot of fun.
Good.
So, except my horse was being a little, it's kind of inappropriate to say, but I'm not going to say it, so.
On edge?
Let's just say that since my horse's name was Mocha, he kept wanting to
Respawn
eat.
point set.
And I'm trying to pull
You
the
can only
his
sleep at
head
night.
up. Like, come on, just focus on walking. And he's like, nope, I'm just going to sit here and eat. Like, okay, I'm just going to have the leader take over.
Okay. I would like to hear Devin have something to say. Sam, and Jonathan to have something to say, and Sam to have something to say. Go ahead, Sam.
Do you have a second to talk after class?
Sure, I do.
It's about DOR.
Okay. So you want to just call me as soon as we get out?
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay. Or you want to stay in Zoom?
Does it matter? I just call you on the phone, make it easier.
Okay. So yeah, Devin and Jonathan. I did hear, Royce, you had a comment for someone today, right?
Yeah, it was Andrew.
Okay, so I'm glad about that. Go ahead, John.
So on Friday, Sam went into another room in her house, and her reception was a lot better. Right, Sam?
But I can't do it right now because half of my family is still asleep.
Oh, I'm just saying, yeah, so that spare room you have for your presentation is going to be way better.
Can you use it for the presentation? Can you set that up in advance, Sam?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. All right. So one thing from Jonathan, one thing from Devin, and we'll be done for this morning.
This morning.
Jonathan, give us something to say. Say something to us.
Yes. Dr. Fred?
You can do it, Jonathan.
What'd you do this weekend, Jonathan? What's something you did this weekend?
Playing some games, I think.
You did what?
I think he said play games.
Yeah, like some games.
You think you play games? I'm pretty sure you play games. So that's how you say. You say, I played games this weekend.
Yeah.
Can you say that, please? Say, I played games. There you go. Awesome. You don't think you played them, right? You know you played them, right? All right, Devin, it's all up to you.
I don't know.
Nope, that won't get it.
I thought I was gonna say something, but I don't remember.
What did we do on Friday?
You come to our house.
No, last Friday. What did you and I do?
Did the email mentor assignment.
Yep, we worked extra hard and long after Program Friday. Got the last email mentor done, right? That's something. And I do need one more person, Eleanor. Tell us something that you did this weekend.
What I did. I had to clean up the house. And after I was what I do. I did.
Okay.
I did it, and then on Sunday morning we had breakfast, and after we had lunch. After lunch, we had to wash. About my parents' wedding anniversary.
Oh, for anniversary. All right, that's exciting.
Cool. Congrats.
Everyone. Well, thank you for everyone contributing today. Please, like I said, what I want you to work on this week mainly is going to be your presentations and your interview questions. So look at the new one. You posted it, right, Yvonne? Okay. So look at your new interview interview questions are posted and start from there. You can transfer things, but less repetition. And I'll see most of you at 11:40 and the rest of you tomorrow morning at 8:30.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi.
I'll see you.
Fine, I'll see you in 10 minutes.
I see you in Bali.
Wait, what?
Bali,
Bye.
okay?
Okay, bye. You're not
Wait,
gonna.
what'd you say, Sherry?
Who's gonna see me in 10 minutes?
I was talking to Yvonne.
Oh, okay.
Bye.
It's a friend.
Hey, Tyler.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
Are we ready to make that phone call or what?
Yeah.
So do you want to go over a few things before you make it?
Okay.
So when you always call somebody, you ask for Teresa, or what's her name? Is her name Teresa?
I think so.
Therese. Okay, so her name is Therese. Oh, let me ask you, what are you gonna say when you call?
I would like to be a part of your custodial program.
Okay. Okay, so you're gonna give her your contact information, right?
Okay.
So are you gonna show enthusiasm?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so what I would say is I would like to be a part of your program. Is there any information that I can have? And also I would say, what's the next step to, or how do I apply? It's a good question. What's the next step towards employment? Yeah, so anything that's going to add, it's going to show enthusiasm towards the job that you're really interested, right?
Okay.
Do you want to make the call now, or do you want to practice, or do you feel comfortable doing it?
I feel comfortable doing it.
Okay, so I'm not going to butt in. So, I don't think it would be appropriate for me to be involved in the call.
Okay.
I'm just going to help you through it, right? Prepare for it.
Right.
So maybe you should write some things down here real quick. I mean, obviously we've gone through some of this through Project Search, right? So you're going to say your name. My name is Tyler Platts. All right. Is that how you say your name?
Yeah.
Right. I'm interested in the janitorial program. So you're going to ask, what's the next step in the process?
Okay.
And then you're going to ask for her contact information, right?
Okay.
You're going to ask for her phone number, and do you already have her phone number?
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to ask for her email, right? And then you're going to say that you're very excited about being employed, or maybe I'm very excited about the opportunity. It's a good thing to say, for sure. And then you're going to ask, is there anything I need to do now? Is there anything? Let's see how you should word it.
Well, the last thing I have written down is what is the next step? What do I put after that?
There you go. That's good.
So that's it?
After the phone call, you're going to say, at the end of the phone call, you're going to say, really appreciate you taking your time to talk to me.
Okay.
Right? So is this something that you have to apply for, or is it something that you've already applied for?
I have no idea.
Okay, so these are good questions to ask, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you already asked what's the step, and she'll probably give you information based on that question. Yeah, I would say that those are all good things to know, things to say. Also, you know, I would show a little when you're talking to her. I would show like enthusiasm. You know, because sometimes when you're calling the boss or you're calling a place, you kind of have to act a little bit, right? Put on your sales face. You know,
Okay.
like whenever I apply, my first conversation is always like, "Hi, my name is John. I'm just applying for the," you know, I can't totally change my tone of voice. It makes me sound like I'm really enthusiastic, like I'm really excited. Like I'm super excited to get the job, you know. Just a pointer. You don't have to do exactly that, but I'm just giving you some advice. Oh, something just popped up. Okay, awesome. Well, do you want to give it a shot?
Like right now?
Yeah, I think Sherry wanted you to call while we're on Zoom. But again, I'm not gonna interfere. It's your, you know, this is your thing, so I'm just gonna be here for support.
Okay, I don't know that I have everything written down though. All I have is, hi, my name is Tyler Platts. I am interested in the janitorial program. What is the next step? That's all I have written down. Is that all I have to say?
So this is what you're gonna say right when you talk to her, right? Because when you call, you might get like a receptionist or something like that.
Yeah.
So you want to say, "Can I talk to Therese?" Therese?
Therese Schultz.
Therese Schultz. Yeah. May I talk to Therese Schultz? Right? So when Therese answers the phone, you're going to say, actually, you know what? When you call, just say, "Is this Therese?" The first person who answers, they might say, "This is so-and-so company," right? And then you say, "Hi, my name is Tyler. Can I speak to Therese?" Okay. And if it's her, you're going to say, you might want to write this down. You say, "Hi, my name is Tyler. I was, I'm in the Project Search program, and I was referred to you guys for employment."
Okay.
Okay. I'm just checking in and wanted to let you guys know that I'm really interested in the job. And what's the next step to apply?
Okay.
All right. And then she's gonna tell you. And then you're gonna ask for her email. And then you're going to say, "I really appreciate your time. or thank you for your time. Okay. And then you're going to ask, is there anything else I need to do for the, is there anything else I need to do in the hiring process? Let me know when you're done writing. What we should do is do a little practice, okay?
Okay.
I don't want to just throw you in there with all that written down.
Okay.
Okay, let me know when you're ready.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
Okay, perfect. All right, so you're calling, right? Ring, ring, ring. Phone's ringing, right?
Yeah.
Hello, this is so-and-so company. How can I help you?
Hi, could I speak to Therese Schultz?
Yes, absolutely. Hi, this is Therese. How may I help you?
Hi, my name is Tyler Platts. I am a part of the Project Search program, and I was referred to this program. I am very interested in being a part of this program. What would the next step be?
Okay. Is this program just janitorial?
I think so. I don't know.
I would say I'm interested in working as a janitor.
Okay.
Yeah, I would write that actually. I would say that. I would say I'm interested in working as a janitor.
I really should have wrote in pencil. This is becoming very messy.
Okay, do you need to write on another piece of paper?
I probably just rewrite it.
Okay, that's fine. You can get a pencil too if you need to.
If I had one.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a pencil in my whole house, so.
Okay, I fixed it.
All right. Excuse me. Do we want to do practice again?
Yeah.
Do you want to do a practice, or do you feel comfortable just making the phone call?
Either one.
Okay, let's just go over it.
Okay.
All right. Hello, this is Therese Schultz.
Hi, my name is Tyler Platts. I am in the Project Search program, and I was referred to this program because I am interested in working as a janitor. What would my next step be?
Perfect. Yeah. That sounds great. And then she's going to give you, oh, blah, blah, blah. This is the step, blah, blah. And then you're going to want to write down information, right? Obviously, you already have a pen and paper or pencil. So, actually, a good thing to ask would be, first, when are you hiring? Or when would the job start? Right?
I don't think it's a job thing. I think it's a training thing.
Okay. Okay, so based off when you ask her, okay, she's going to talk to you, and then you're going to say, what is, you're going to have more info, right? And you're going to ask what day a week it is going to be?
It's Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Oh, you already know.
Yeah,
okay.
I have the flyer still.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's not complicate it anymore. I think what you have is fine. Okay? All right, are you ready to make the call?
Yeah, I'm typing it in right now.
Okay, awesome. I'm going to turn my video off so it's not distracting.
Okay.
Your call is being forwarded to a Mitel voicemail system. Therese Schultz is not available. Please leave.
That's the same problem I had last time. There's no answer.
Well, you should leave a message, though, because...
Okay, I'll leave a message this time.
Yeah.
But should I, give them my phone number and all that?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Remember to always leave a message, because
Okay.
then they won't be able to get back to you.
Your call is being forwarded to a Mitel voicemail system. Therese Schultz is not available. Please leave a message at the tone. When finished, you may hang up or press pound for additional options.
Hi, my name is Tyler Platts. I am in the Project Search program, and I was referred to this program because I am interested in working as a janitor. My phone number is 916-317-9538. I was just wondering what the next step would be, and so yeah, and I'm very interested in the program. I think I did a good job there.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's fine. So the next step is you're going to be available, right? If she calls you back.
Yeah, I'll try to
You're
keep
gonna-
an eye on my phone.
Yeah. So when you apply for a job, you get a machine. You always leave a message because, first of all, if you don't leave a message, they're going to be like, who just called me? Oh, it doesn't matter. They didn't leave a message. Right? They're not going to call you back if you don't leave a message. First of all, it shows that you're interested and that it's kind of a connection. Like they hear your voice, they make a personal connection. right?
Okay.
Yeah. So. Okay. Well, the ball's in their court now. So now you just have to be ready to answer. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So when they call you, what are you gonna say?
Well, I'll say hi. This is Tyler. Well, I'll probably say hello to start with, and
You probably shouldn't make it too complicated.
yeah.
So they are actually calling you. You already left your message and said all that stuff. So now they're calling you back, and she's gonna say, "Hi, hey Tyler, how you doing? Hey, I got your message." Blah blah blah, and then so then you're gonna ask information, right?
Yeah.
You already know when. You already know what days a week it is. What days a week. Is that right? What days a week it is?
Yeah. It starts on February.
What day
1st.
of the week it is. So you already know the time. Okay, so you're gonna ask her, is there any more information that I need to know? And what's this next step? Right?
Something about this flyer doesn't seem right. The one Sherry sent me, it says it starts on February 1st, 2020, which was last year.
Oh. Yeah. Wait, show it to me real quick.
Want me to share my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it says I can't share my screen.
Oh. There we go. Well, I mean, if it's from last year, then when did she send it to you?
A couple weeks ago. It says February 1st, 2020. But if Stefan already made an appointment and all that, then they must be doing it again this year.
Oh, okay, yeah, then they are. So it's just a mistake then. If Stefan made an appointment, then. Oh, look, it says to April 14th, 2021.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they made a mistake then. Okay, well, you should be good. Just wait for their phone call.
Okay.
Egase?
Yeah.
I don't get the name. Wait, can I see that again?
Okay.
Take a picture of that.
I could also forward it to you if you'd like.
Yeah, you want to do that?
Yeah.
Do that instead. I have a bunch of random pictures on my phone. There you go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, well, I mean, you made the phone call. Now you're just waiting, right? So, so good job, though. You did a good job on the recording.
Well, thank you for all your help.
Yeah, that's what I do. So, anytime you have any questions, let me know.
All right.
All right, Tyler. Well, I guess I'll talk to you later, okay?
Okay.
Good job.
All right.
See ya.
See ya. Okay, I did it. Yes. Voicemail. flatulent. Hmm. That looks great. I think that's what I'll do. But of course, I'd have to get a lot of wood to do this. Or in fact, you know what I might do actually? I would still go with the fences, but yeah, that's probably a good idea. Ugh. Well, there's the Zoom meeting. Ah, there we go. I'm back.
Hi, all.
Hi, Sherry.
Hi, Sherry.
Are you ready for some DMV?
Maybe.
So is it? Oh, DMV. Okay.
DMV. That's right.
All right, let me share the screen. I just whooped this up hot off the press. No, actually, it took me a couple days to get it done, but it's done now.
Yep.
All righty.
Oh.
I'm going to make it big. Okay, so remember, I cannot see everyone's face, so if you have answers, please feel free to shout them out. And you're going to zoom to the other side. Ready for your ride? On your market set. Whoosh! Okay. Number 1. There is a vehicle stopped on the right shoulder of the road with its hazard lights on. You should A, change lanes to the left and speed up. B, slow down and pass very carefully. C, stop your vehicle until you can see what has happened.
I believe it would be B. Reason why is so then that way you're not stopping suddenly, but you are also being very careful of that person just in case they get out of the car because you don't know what they're doing.
Anybody else?
I agree.
I agree too.
Yes. The answer is slow down and pass very carefully. Okay. Number 2, you are approaching an intersection with a traffic signal indicating a steady yellow light. You should A, speed up to beat the red light. B, reduce your speed and proceed carefully through the intersection. Or C, come to a safe stop. So envision this. This is when you're at a regular right? There's the green, there's the yellow, there's the red. So you're coming up to the intersection and you see the yellow. Go ahead, Nathan.
Isn't reduce slow down?
Anybody else?
I also believe it's reduce, slow down.
Any
Because
other
no matter what, the yellow light means.
right answers? I'll tell you, it's not that one.
Okay, because like I was gonna say C, but I was asking a question of isn't reduce slow down?
No.
Okay.
Because then you're gonna keep going, right? It's gonna turn red on you, and now you're gonna be out there in the lane even longer because you're going slower.
Okay, so I would have said C, but I was asking you a question if reduce was slow down.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, reduce your speed means slow down.
Okay, but
You'll see people a lot doing number A. Right? It's yellow. That means go fast. Get out of the way. Get through the light. But that's not the right answer. So if
the
it's
right answer would be
solid yellow, you need to come to a safe stop.
Yeah.
Even if you're running late. Okay?
because you can't go to work if you're dead.
This is true.
Like I tried to explain to my mom, Mom, you're not supposed to run red lights.
Can't say that we haven't all done it, but I mean, back when I first started driving, they didn't have all these cameras at every single light. It was a little bit easier to, get away with it. But now they have this little timer thing, and then they take the picture, and then even if there's not an officer there, you're still going to get sent the ticket.
Yeah.
All right, number 3. What is the difference between traffic lights with red arrows and those with solid red lights? A, red arrows are only used to stop traffic that is turning left. B, red arrows are only used for protected turn lanes. Or C, you cannot turn on a red arrow even if you stop first. Devin, go ahead.
Yeah. I think the answer would be B.
No. But thank you for trying. Yes, Nathan?
I would say A.
Yeah. So, who knows what it is? There's only one left, and I gave you 2 no's.
It would be C.
Yep.
So usually when you're going to the right, even if it is a red light, you can stop. And if it's clear, you can proceed. But sometimes they'll have a red arrow up, mainly where you're turning right. Okay, and it'll say, no, you can't go, even though normally with a red light, you could stop and go when it's clear. With that one, you just have to wait until it's green. Okay? A vehicle suddenly cuts in front of you, creating a hazard. Which of these actions should you take? A, honk and step on the brake firmly. Oh, I had a period here, I don't know why, but B, take your foot off the gas. Or C, swerve into the lane next to you. So of all those answers, what's a word we can take out immediately whenever we see the word?
Assume.
The word swerve, right? If it ever says swerve, that's not going to be the right answer. So just by that word, we know it's not C.
That just sounds dangerous.
Yeah.
It's always dangerous.
Take off that period and make that Y not a cap, but I don't want to mess anything up here, so I'm going to leave it.
I already know the answer because it's right there.
Okay, Andrew, what is it?
B. Take your foot off the gas.
Yeah, what happens if you step on the brake firmly?
People behind you will hit you.
Yep, it's like a bam, 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 right?
Dominoes.
So you take your foot off the gas. So it does slow you down, but not so drastically that you are braking. Okay. It is night. A vehicle is coming towards you. I did something wrong there too. It has its high beams on, which makes it hard to see the road ahead. You should A, look ahead towards the left edge of your lane. B, look ahead towards the right edge of your lane. Or C, look straight ahead in your lane.
That question always got me, but if I remember correctly, I think they said the right side. Reason being, that way you know that if you're still in your lane.
Like part of what you're saying, the end of it kind of faltered a bit there. Anybody else? Okay, so he did have the right answer. You look towards the right edge of your lane. Okay, so if you look to the left, you're gonna get all those oncoming lights coming at you, right? So that's not going to be very helpful. So the answer is B. Look ahead to the right edge of your lane.
I mean, if you think of it, there's that white line that's like on the right edge.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look on the left edge of the vehicle, it's like It's a yellow line. It's like, oh, it's the wrong side.
Well, plus there's all the cars coming, right? If you're in the left lane and the other way is coming this way, you're closest to those other cars.
Yeah.
It may not be as helpful. Okay. Moving on. Number 6. I know I've asked you these a few times, but I left it in here. Which way do you turn your front wheels to park downhill next to a curb? Into the curb, away from the curb, or parallel to the curb?
I think it's A.
Okay. Why?
Because if you're going pointed downhill, then you don't want to be, because if your brakes give out, then you'll go into the side of the road instead of into the road, where then it would cause a traffic collision.
Yes. Anyone else have any thoughts on this?
I think he's got the right idea.
Okay. And Nathan, go ahead.
I was just say, if you do parallel, isn't it straight like this?
Yeah, parallel straight.
Then you'll, like Tyler said, if your brakes give out, then you just start rolling backwards and get the domino effect.
Yeah.
What if you go away from the curb? What could happen then?
Away from the curb, you could go into the street?
Yeah, into the traffic. Okay? So towards the curb. For one thing, the curb itself can slow you down a little bit. Plus, it's probably like a yard or something over there where it's not moving vehicles. All right, number 7. Always look carefully for motorcycles before you change lanes because A, their smaller size makes them. That's what I'm going to fix this. I can't help it. Makes it harder to see. Okay. B, they usually have the right of way at intersections. Or C, it is illegal for motorcycles to share traffic lanes.
I know the right answer, but I'm gonna go ahead and let somebody else go and see if they know it.
Okay. Go ahead, Devin.
I think the answer would be C.
All right. Does anyone agree or disagree with Devin?
I think it's A.
All right, yeah, the answer is A. It is legal, actually, Devin, for motorcycles to share traffic lanes. I'm sure you've seen them on the freeway, right, where they're kind of going in between and getting.
Yeah.
Although that seems a little scary to me, that is legal. So, but because they're smaller size, it makes them harder to see. So you have to look out real careful, or you could end up with a motorcycle under your back tire, right?
Yeah, because how I know this is because I personally know buddies who ride motorcycles and who have actually lost their lives by motorcycles. Reason being is because what they were taught was that they need to be careful because of the cars are bigger, and they will run you over if they can't see you. So when you're riding a motorcycle, you have to watch out for yourself because more than likely the car will not see you.
And that's what I tell you all with everything, right? A person is going to lose to a motorcycle, right? A person's going to lose to a car. A bicycle is going to lose to a car is going to lose to a big truck, right? The smaller one is the one that's going to get the most hurt.
Exactly.
If you're in the semi, you probably don't even get a flat tire out of that smashed up motorcycle.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, what does let's see here. Is there anything that the semi trucks would have to look out for?
Well, another semi truck.
True.
A bus and a semi they're similar in size. A bus, right? Okay.
I don't know. Are they?
They're a little bit different shaped, but a bus is big and it's long.
True.
Look out for like cliffs and stuff, right? I told you with Tony's dad, I mean, they jackknifed and went all the way down that steep cliff. So they have to look out for different things, yeah.
Yeah, jeez.
Okay. if you drive 55 in a 55-mile-per-hour zone, you can be given a speeding ticket, A, under no circumstances because it is always legal, B, if road or weather conditions require a slower speed, or C, only if you are approaching a sharp curve in the road.
I think it's B.
Anyone else?
I would agree with Tyler. Reason being is because you can't be given a ticket if you are driving at the posted speed limit, but you can be given a ticket if you're driving too excessively underneath, unless it's a hazardous weather, is what I was told.
Okay, so yeah. When we've talked, I figured you would all actually get this one pretty quickly because we've talked about that. If it's really horrible out there and the wind's blowing and the snow's coming down and like you see that sign that says I can go this fast, it's not safe, right? So you can only drive that fast if it's safe enough to do so. So the answer would be B. You are all correct. Good job, Tyler. Good job explaining, Nathan. All right, I like this question. And in fact, I have to look it up. Now this might take me a couple minutes because this is part of like 4 different tests. All right, so 2 vehicles on a steep mountain road. You could think about it. Just let me I don't want to steer you wrong. Haha, steer you. Sometimes, yeah, I laugh at my own joke. Yeah, I went through a lot of pages to make this one together. Here we go.
That is a tricky question, but I believe I might have an educated guess on what the correct
and I know what it is. Go ahead.
I believe the answer would be B. Reason being is because you can't necessarily back up. It's harder to back up downhill than it is uphill. Wait, come on, brain. You know the answer. Work with me. It's here, but it doesn't want to come out of my mouth. It is harder to back up going now I'm second guessing myself.
Andrew, I see you giving some signs there.
I'm trying to give him a little hint.
Well, why don't you just tell us what you think?
It's a lot harder to back up going uphill. So yeah, so it's B. Right? It's also harder to get back up to speed if you're going up a hill and then you have to stop, right? And then you have to get going again. So yeah, I always like this question just because it's like they meet, right? When 2 vehicles meet on a steep mountain road, it's like, hello. Just, do you mean, oh,
out of reading
sure.
Yes.
Sure. Do you mean, oh, hello?
Yeah.
Like the car pulls up next to you. Oh, hi.
Yeah, Michelle, I don't know what it is, but for some reason Mondays are very rough for my brain. It's always been that way. I don't know what it is.
Well, it looks like you're all either asleep or you're just thinking extra hard. I wasn't sure which way it was going. Okay, number 10.
Maybe a little too hard.
What'd you say, Clad?
I said maybe a little too hard.
All right. Special turnout areas marked on a 2-lane road. A, allow vehicles to make left turns. B, allows drivers to stop and talk on their cell phones. Or C, allows vehicles to pass.
I think it's C.
Good, okay.
I was gonna say I agree with Tyler. Reasoning is because I was always taught that if somebody is tailgating you or is acting very aggressively, or if you are a bigger vehicle going slower than the rest of the traffic, you should always go to the side and let that vehicle pass to avoid hazardous things going on.
That is exactly right. So you mean it's not just for me to pull over and talk on my phone?
You can, but
you
really no. No.
So the answer is to allow vehicles to pass. Like, how many of you have driven up to like Tahoe, right? You see those little turnout lanes all the time? And a turnout lane would never be to the left. So to make people make left turns, to me, that would just kind of count it out. But they just have those little like turnouts, right? So you can just pull over and exactly get that person off your bottom. Go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, we go up like, gosh, I'm not sure when we go backpacking, but we do a lot of backpacking trips where we're pretty much passing Lake Tahoe, like going up toward the Sierra Nevada mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we see a lot of those.
That's usually 50. 80 is not too bad till you get way up there, but I meant the opposite. 50 is not too bad till you get way up there, but 80 is just pretty winding, and you got like those semis that are going 20 trying to get up that hill, and you got like 20 cars. So here's another question. How many cars can be behind you before you need to use a pullout?
I believe I was always told it was 3.
5. If the 5 or more cars are following you, then that means you need to get out of their way. So you look for that next pull out and, let them pass you by. Okay?
I have a quick question though, Miss Sherry.
Go ahead.
So you're not allowed to use it to talk on your phone?
No. So sad.
I mean, unless it's like a pretty big traffic, like if there's more than like 5, for example, like let's just say.
Well, like a funeral or something, that would be.
Yeah, then you're like, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and pull over and just like text real quick, like.
No, come on now. Especially new drivers, don't be trying to do those things that's still distracted, because it's even on your mind. Man, I want to make this phone call. I want to pull over and I want to make this phone call. So even just those thoughts in your head is distracting you from your driving.
And also, Sherry.
Yes, Andrew.
I already lost what I was gonna say.
Okay, let's move on to number 11 then. When you see lights near the roadway, you should A, follow directions from the person in charge of the animals. B, blow your horn continuously until the animals cross the road. Or C, turn safely away from the animals. Where's Jonathan? Jonathan, what do you think? Let me read it again.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. It says, when you see livestock near the roadway, you mean, like a lot of cows or goats or something like that. Should you A, follow directions from the person in charge of the animals? B, blow your horn nonstop until the animals cross the road? Or C, turn safely away from the animals?
Wait for the animals.
Anybody else? Agree or disagree with Jonathan?
I agree.
I agree.
I also agree.
So guess what? You're all wrong.
What?
What?
I'm sorry to say, and I had a feeling that you would all say that, but it's actually that you're supposed to follow directions from the person in charge of the animals. If they're in charge. I mean, C would be my second choice, and I don't make up these rules, right? But according to the rules of DMV, listen to that person, because they know they're animals, right?
Yeah.
What if the animal owners are not there?
then you would probably turn safely away from the animals. But don't blow your horn. You don't want.
Yeah.
You don't
No
want
way.
to charge you.
That would scare them.
I mean, if
Oh
they're
yeah, that would scare them.
right, but they might charge you too, and then that would scare you. They'd be like, "What's that? Attack!" You don't want that to happen. So, Jonathan, I appreciate it. That was a good and thoughtful answer, and almost the whole class agreed with you. Okay, but you got if there's a person there, listen to that person. Number 12. To avoid tailgating, one should follow the 2-second rule, 6-second rule, 3-second rule.
I don't know why, but I would say C because the 3-second rule sounds appealing.
It sounds appealing.
Uh,
I'm looking for my answer sheet because the one I just got there does not have the answer. It's just
Yeah,
so
I
fun.
agree with Nathan on that.
I believe it's the 3-second. What did you say, Nathan? 6?
I said C, the 3-second.
Yeah, it's the 3-second rule. I remembered. So good job. Now, let me find my arrow. Where'd you go? Here you are. Okay. Number 13. If your parked car rolls away and hits another vehicle, you should A, get the other vehicle repaired, B, report the incident to the police, C, remove your car and go on your way.
I think it would be B.
I agree.
I agree with Tyler.
Anybody else?
I agree.
Yes, that is the correct answer. B, report the incident to the police. Number 14. I know you haven't seen this one yet, at least not in our class. You must turn on your headlights blank after sunset. 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or immediately.
15 minutes.
Anybody else?
C. I think it's C.
Anybody else?
I'll agree with Tyler.
Answer is B.
Oh.
What? Almost right.
All right. Number 15. Oh, someone want to say something?
Yeah, I already knew that right off the bat, but I just didn't want to say anything.
Okay. Number 15. Lock wheel skids are usually caused by A, turning the ignition to the locked position while the vehicle is still in motion, B, leaking motor oil, or C, braking too hard at a high speed. Go ahead, Devin.
I might be wrong, but I'll say the answer will be A.
All right. Anybody else? Agree, disagree?
Come on.
Pick up. It's almost over.
I think it's C.
Nate, I don't know why, but something is urging me to say C.
Yes, that is the answer. C.
Oh.
You are going fast and you just slam on those brakes. Okay? That's the answer. C. Braking too hard at a high speed. Number 16. If you're having vehicle trouble and you need to stop, what is the first thing you should do? A. Lift the hood to signal an emergency. B. Pull off the road and away from traffic. Or C. Stop your vehicle over a hill or just around a curve for visibility.
I think it's B.
I also believe it's B.
I agree.
Andrew's nodding. Jonathan, what do you think? So Jonathan, I'll say it again. If you're having trouble with your car and you have to stop, what should you do first? Should you lift the hood to signal you're having problems? Or should you pull off the road and away from traffic? Or stop your car over a hill or just around a curve so people can see you?
So people can see you?
See, this is kind of, Jonathan, where they fool you, right? Because the reason you're supposed to pull off the road and away from traffic, right? They can see you, but you're out of the way. So they kind of trick you, because if you go over a hill and stop, these people aren't going to see you, right? Because they don't see you from here till they're right when they get over there and they're on you. And same with just around a curve. They're not going to see you until they're around that curve, and then it's too late. So you do pull off the road and away from traffic is the right answer. But I totally get it, Jonathan, why you answered the other one. So the answer is B.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 17, use blank steering when correcting a skid. Is it called hand by hand, hand over hand, or one hand?
One hand. I think it's A.
Anybody else?
Ooh.
Okay, so this is hand by hand, right? Move this one.
It would be
Be what?
It would be B, hand over hand. It would be B, hand over hand.
So you're going like this. Yeah, it's called hand over hand. It's hard to show you without a steering wheel sitting right here, but it's hand over hand is the answer.
But it obviously wouldn't be one hand. That would be funny, though.
Yeah.
Really calm, confident, overly confident driver. Yeah, I'm cool. I'm listening to my 2 earbuds and I got my one hand on the wheel. Okay. Number 18. A driver in front of you is signaling with his or her hand and arm pointing upward. Okay? Can y'all see when I have this on?
Yeah.
Okay. So, are they wanting to stop, turn right, turn left, or slow down? Go ahead, Devin.
I think the answer is A.
Anybody else?
It's B.
Okay.
I think it's D.
We got one of each one. Okay, so stop or slow down is like this. Okay? If you want to turn left, your arm goes straight out. And if you want to turn right, it's like this.
You
Okay?
put it up?
Because if you're going straight out, I mean, you're following the side, right? That means you're going to go left. I mean, that one's pretty easy if you figure it out. Because it's not going to be their other arm, right? Because the other arm doesn't hang out the window.
No.
Whether you're left-handed or right-handed, it's your left arm that's by the window. So if you're going like that, you're showing that you want to go that way, which would be left, right? If you want to slow down or stop, it's the opposite. It goes down like this. And if you want to turn left, it's like this. Okay? So if you actually try it, then maybe it'll make some sense to you. Because we didn't used to have blinkers. Well, that was even before my day where we didn't have blinkers. But they didn't used to have blinkers, so they used those hand signs all the time. And sometimes if someone's blinker isn't working, they will still use it. Or sometimes just if somebody's like seriously old school, right, they might use it too.
I use it on my bike.
Yeah, people use it on their bikes sometimes too. Good job. Number 19. A and blank sign on a truck means the truck's load is potentially dangerous. The A, diamond shape, B, inverted red triangle, or C, white rectangle.
Ooh, that is a very tricky one, but I would have to say I believe it would be A.
Anyone else? Tyler, I really thought you would know this one, and we have done something similar.
Yeah, I think it's A.
Anyone else? Yes, it's a diamond. Sorry, Thad.
It's A.
Okay, yeah. Remember, that's the one that has to stop before the railroad crossing, too, because it could be explosive. All right. Number 20. What is the first thing you should do during an enforcement stop? Y'all know what an enforcement stop means?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean?
It's kind of like a vehicle checkpoint.
Nope.
Ah, close.
That means if a police officer is trying to pull you over. I just
Ow.
want to make sure the words are understandable, right? So, yeah, a police officer is trying to pull you over. So what's the first thing you should do? Should you turn your left signal on? Should you stop on the left shoulder? Or should you turn your right signal on? They are stumped.
We are.
So think about it. If you have to pull over on the side of the road, are you pulling over to the left or are you pulling over to the right?
The left.
The left?
The right.
The
So
right lane.
over to the left, that's the middle of traffic, right?
Oh, you're right.
Right?
Unless you're in Britain.
Yeah.
Either way, it'd be the right.
California, since it's the California DMV you're taking.
You know,
This is not the British.
that would be funny.
We're not in
All of
England or
us we do
London.
British curriculum in our class, don't we?
Yeah.
All right, so then what's the answer?
I think it's C.
Yeah, I agree with Tyler.
Yeah, it's C.
Yeah, because you're not going to go into traffic for him to pull you over. You're going to go out of traffic. So yes, the answer is C. Turn your right signal on. Number 21, in a roundabout, you must drive in A, a clockwise direction, B, the direction of the oncoming vehicles, or C, a counterclockwise direction.
I think it's C.
Have you all seen roundabouts?
I've never actually seen a roundabout.
I have.
Roundabouts still scare me a little bit because there's so many places you can enter and exit through this one circle. No, I just said, what way my hand just went, I just gave the answer.
Oh, I already know the answer anyway, so.
It would be clockwise.
It would be. I'm gonna go with counterclockwise.
Andrew, what were you going to say?
I was gonna say C.
So none of you think it's B?
Mm-mm.
What would be wrong with B? Yeah.
It sounds very dangerous.
Yeah, you never want to go in the direction of oncoming vehicles. So the answer is C, counterclockwise.
I don't know.
Careful in those because really it's not just like a turn. I mean, there's really like up to 6 places where you can enter and exit in this one big circle. So I'm always like, oh, I'm in a roundabout.
I've actually, in one of my video games, here's the funny part, Sherry.
Yeah.
I've seen cars just go. I'm like, come on.
Oh, just keep going around the circle because they don't know. Yeah, they're a little intimidating, I think. Okay, Nathan, sit still. Thank you. Your music is close, okay? We got 4 more questions. All right, number 22, a driver under the age of 21. A, can have a blood alcohol content of 0.02. Must have a blood alcohol content of 0. Or can have a blood alcohol count of 0.04. Remember, for over 21, it's 0.08.
I think it's B.
Anyone else?
The answer would be B.
Why, Devin?
I would.
I don't know.
Who wants to tell me why?
Because when you're under 21, you're not supposed to have alcohol.
Bingo. So if you've had anything to drink and you're under 21, whether you're walking, talking, driving, right, it's illegal. So it is right. B is the right answer. My battery is telling me I got 5%. So I'm gonna try and hold on. Yeah, I got 5%. So 23, on a 2-lane undivided highway, the maximum speed limit for a vehicle towing a trailer is what? 55, 60, or 65 miles per hour?
I think it's A.
Anybody else?
I agree with Tyler. I
agree.
with Tyler.
Yes, it is A. 65 miles an hour. Sorry, I gotta plug this in or I'm gonna lose you.
Next thing you know, your computer just shuts off.
All right, 2 more. Number 24.
Yay.
The driver ahead of you stops at a crosswalk. What should you do? What should you do? A, cautiously pass the vehicle at 10 miles per hour or less. B, stop, then proceed when all the pedestrians have passed. C, change lanes, look carefully, and pass the stopped vehicle.
I'll go with B.
All right.
Yeah, I think it's B as well.
It's kind of like that bus with the kids on it. Nathan?
I don't know, but I would probably have to say it's B.
Yeah, you gotta stop. Right? You can't, if this guy stopped for a crosswalk, chances are there's somebody in the crosswalk, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
You're gonna go around them, whether you're going slow, whatever. Still gonna be
Common
pretty-
sense, people. Common sense.
Yeah, that is common sense.
Well, we were talking about crosswalks, so that's why I was thinking you'd have it, Nathan. All right, number 25. You must make a right turn at the corner. I don't know if I gave you guys this one. I wasn't sure. A pedestrian with a guide dog is at the corner, ready to cross the street in front of you. Before making your right turn, you should A, turn off your engine until the person crosses the street. B, tell the pedestrian when to cross the street. Or C, wait until the person crosses the street. Oh, go ahead, Nathan.
C, wait until the person crosses the street.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think it's C as well.
Okay. So what would happen if you turned off your engine?
Well, one, the person would not know that you are there.
Exactly. Yeah, there's several reasons why you don't want to turn off your engine while you're driving. But yes, if they have to go by the noise, right? Because they don't have the visual cue, so they need they need to be able to hear it. So that's why it's even scary with new electric vehicles for people.
Yeah, the Teslas.
Well, there's more.
Those things are dangerous.
But they're very quiet, right? So someone without vision might not be able to know that electric vehicle is there.
Well, there's a new law that was passed that in 2019, all new electric cars have to have a speaker that makes noise on them.
A speaker?
Yeah, that they have to make noise.
What do you mean?
Well, there's a speaker that they have installed that they have to make noise, or else.
The speaker makes noise, or you have to make noise into the speaker?
No, the speaker makes noise while you're driving, so that pedestrians know you're there.
That's pretty good. All right. Go ahead, Nathan.
Yeah, it is kind of a quick tangent, but it does involve Teslas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I ever told you this, but so I actually, when I was crossing with Sam, that wasn't the first time I ever was almost hit by a car. A good majority of the time, it was Teslas. And that's why I don't like Teslas anymore, is because I feel like they're dangerous.
Because you didn't hear them?
Well, yes, because but that's the funny part though, is that my parents asked me why did I not look before I crossed, and I said I did twice.
So they're invisible and they don't make noise?
They're not invisible, but they don't make noise.
I'm
You mean it?
Go ahead, Dad.
Sorry. He means that it doesn't emit noise.
Right. But ask him if it's invisible too, that he couldn't see it.
No, you could see it, but here's the thing: is that I didn't see it pull up. Like I didn't hear it pull up as when I started walking.
Just remember, pedestrians are the smallest ones, right?
Yes.
Smaller
Oh,
than
yeah.
motorcycles. We have to be very careful so that we can live to walk down the street another day, right?
But here's the thing: is that this lady was on her phone.
The lady driving the Tesla was on her phone?
Yes.
There's actually self-driving modes that you can do.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
still-
what
Some don't. Some of those don't really do a good job.
It's still
So-
not illegal to use your phone.
I wouldn't be driving one of those for a few years myself.
Those things are dangerous.
Get the bugs worked out. All right.
And plus, they have a lot of technology, which you, Sherry, wouldn't be able to deal with.
You're probably right about that. Well, my next step is McDonald's and then Andrew's house.
Yay.
Andrew, are you going somewhere afterwards, or you just felt like dressing nice for your birthday?
I just felt like dressed nice.
Gotcha. Okay. Anything else? Any questions?
How'd I do
Yes.
today?
I have a question.
You did good, Andrew. Go ahead, Glad.
When is the DMV test due for this one?
Well, when would you like it to be due?
Friday? Okay.
No. How about either tomorrow? Wait, no. Either tomorrow or Wednesday.
What do y'all think? I would like to at least give you a Wednesday since you have the day off to work on things.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Is that like just in case if somebody else needs help, if they need help, then that gives them an extra day to get it done.
Okay. So,
That's true.
and then so we'll do tomorrow. You probably won't have homework for one because I'm going to do one of the online ones. How can I do that besides retyping the whole thing so that you could study it and take it for a test? I guess maybe we could do it as a class and then you could go back and hopefully get the same test. Tyler, are they always the same in a row? Like if you went to one website to take the practice test.
Yeah, the DMV tests on the website are always the same, but if you go to take the actual test at the DMV, that they're not always the same. That's
Well, I
always
know that. But so if we take a DMV test online and we got the same website, you would all be able to go back and take it on your own.
Yeah.
Let's try that because it is, it's great when we talk about them and we take them together, but when you really know if you really know it or not is when it's nobody but you and the test, right? Because when you go in for DMV, you're going up to a computer. But also remember there's that extra help we can get. If you do go into DMV and you go up to the computer like twice and you just can't do it on your own, then we can maybe get someone to read it to you. And if it's a great person, like the one I've discussed before, she'll even kind of reword it. She'll go, all right, let me put it like this, right? But we don't know for sure who you're going to get and if that person's going to be strict or helpful or, what they're going to be. But in general, you go up and you take it by yourself. So tomorrow I'll pull up a DMV test and then we'll see. Are you texting, Andrew? You sure?
Correct.
Okay. This is the look of texting or reading a text when you're in Zoom. That's the total look of it. Okay?
I know.
All right. So, all right, we'll have this due for Wednesday. I will send it out right now, and then Andrew, I will head out on my journey, okay?
Yay.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
All right.
Good job.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Bye, Sherry.
In the morning. And see you sooner, Andrew.
See you tomorrow morning, Sherry.
See you
I
tomorrow morning, Sherry.
See you in almost 10 minutes.
Well, I won't be at your house in 10 minutes.
I meant to say 30. Excuse me.
Well, we'd probably be less than 30, but I do have to drive away from here, go to McDonald's in your house, and I'm going to post the test real quick first.
Okay. Real quick before you go into my house, could I also have a chocolate mocha?
No.
Oh.
changing from a chocolate shake. You don't get it all. And now your mom. What do you drink? Is it a chocolate shake or a chocolate mocha?
I'll just do a chocolate mocha. Why not?
I remember that. I will. Okay.
All right. See you tomorrow.
Mocha. Do you want French fries? You didn't say that.
Yes.
Okay.